What's up, YouTube and all you Dolphins fans? It's the Miami Football Fanatic here again, and in today's video, I want to talk about the Dolphins' quarterback situation moving forward, who the starter should be in 2020, and just going to be giving you my thoughts on the situation, and just what I think should happen moving forward. So on the second night of the 2019 NFL Draft, the Dolphins decided to pull the trigger on a trade for Josh Rosen, trading with the Arizona Cardinals. Obviously, the thinking here was to acquire a very talented player that has the potential to develop into a foundational or franchise quarterback. Much of the narrative surrounding the Dolphins coming into the draft and during the off-season was that the team was going to skip on taking a quarterback high in 2019 and continue to gather draft capital and put themselves in the best possible position to take a potential franchise quarterback in the 2020 draft. Guys like Tua Tagovailoa, Jake Fromm, and Justin Herbert. I'm sure another couple of guys are going to pop up, during the pre-draft process next year. But speaking about the guys now, those are the top three players. But now that the Finns have traded for Rosen, things have most certainly changed. Well, at least a little. When you've got a guy talented like Rosen in the building, it changes the outlook of the team. If Rosen was coming out of the 2019 draft, he may very well have been the first quarterback to come off the board. That's how special a talent he is. But time will tell what kind of a quarterback Rosen can be in Miami, and whether or not he's good enough to prevent the Dolphins from taking a quarterback in 2020. But with all that said, the main point of this video is to discuss who the starting quarterback should be during the 2020 season. The 2019 season. The Dolphins, sometime in March, made the decision to sign Ryan Fitzpatrick, the veteran journeyman quarterback, with the idea that he'd be the bridge quarterback for the year, just to keep the team afloat that had been stripped of high-priced veterans, guys like Cam Wake and Robert Quinn and Ryan Tannehill, thank God, and to prevent the Finns from being a complete train wreck till next year. Fitzpatrick, he's a solid veteran that's had his moments of just absolute complete brilliance, just like his start to the year last year in Tampa Bay. That was unheard of. I think he had like 3 or 4, I think it was 2 straight games of 400 yards and 4 touchdowns. So that is just incredibly rare. That is just, Drew Brees numbers, and that's something that Fitzpatrick is not capable of for a whole year or multiple seasons. But yeah, we all know that he obviously isn't the answer moving forward. But he at least is an option that we previously didn't have. Now with the addition of Rosen, we have a legitimate quarterback competition on our hands. In reality, there really shouldn't be, any competition between the two. Rosen, he is the superior athlete. He's got an elite arm, and he can make all the throws with great accuracy. Even during his rookie season with the Cardinals, you could see that he's got a tremendous ability to put the ball in guys' hands, wherever it is on the field. And he also has tremendous upside on his side to develop into something special that the Dolphins haven't had for a damn near 20 years since Dan Marino retired. Competition for a football team, it really is healthy and always is the best thing for a team. And the Dolphins really haven't had a real quarterback competition since 2012, Ryan Tannehill's first year. And coming into that year, David Garrard was winning the battle in training camp and was going to be the starter, but he had a knee injury, and so Tannehill was, being the number 8 pick. He was chosen over Matt Moore, and he was chosen to lead the Dolphins to doom for the next 7 years. That was always one of the most frustrating aspects of Tannehill's tenure as starting quarterback of the team. The team never brought in legitimate competition to challenge Tannehill and to push him to be the best possible quarterback that he could be. The result, it was a player in Tannehill that was nothing short of just terrible and far from elite. He was mediocre, he was inconsistent, and that was the main theme of his time with the Dolphins. Just incredible inconsistency. And you could just see on the sideline during games that Tannehill, he really was just completely content with his standing in the organisation. He was too, when I saw him in the sideline, it felt like he wasn't taking it serious enough. He wasn't in the playbook. He wasn't with Gase enough on the sideline, figuring out what was working, what they were going to go away from, what the game plan was. He was just on the bench, just joking and having fun way too much, and you could just tell it was a guy that wasn't threatened at all to lose the starting position. And this is something that has to change moving forward. And it looks like that is exactly how Coach Flores and co are going to be running things moving forward. It helps absolutely nobody when there's no healthy competition taking place, and that goes for every last position on the team. Even though the Rosen trade was only for a second round pick, the 67 overall pick, the trade was still a major move for the organization and an incredibly smart move at that. Chris Greer will still have 2 second rounders in 2020 when it's all said and done. So it was an incredibly savvy move by Chris Greer and him and his staff, Marvin Allen and Reggie McKenzie, all those guys. You can just tell that things are different now with Tannenbaum and Gase gone. Things are going to be done the right way, and Greer is going to run the team like a real GM should. Hopefully he can, be kind of a John Dorsey or a Chris Ballard for us moving forward. I love those guys. They're my 2 favorite GMs in the league. They are just, you can just tell, they are just absolute leaders. When looking at the trade and the Dolphins quarterback situation, it's an incredibly complex situation. On the one hand, you want there to be a quarterback situation and you want it to be fair and just. But on the other hand, you want to see Josh Rosen as much as possible so the team, the fans, and the NFL can get a real proper handle on what kind of a player Josh Rosen can be in the league and throughout his pro career. This whole situation, I'm sure, is something that will play out organically as the season progresses. Ryan Fitzpatrick, he may win the battle to start out the season, but at some point, Fitzpatrick will have to come out due to interceptions or just completely horrid play. And that's something that he does year after year without fail. And we will get to see, what this season is about. And that's about finding out if Josh Rosen is the right guy for the team and identifying which of the players at every position should stick around as the Dolphins hope to build a contender for the future. This is something I'm sure Greer and the whole staff will figure out as things move forward, and I've got full confidence that they'll be able to get it right. They'll be able to get the job done and find the right quarterback, for the team and for the fans. Luckily, the coming quarterback decisions will be theirs to make and theirs only, and I'm glad I'm not in their shoes in that regard. So in conclusion of this whole, quarterback saga, this whole Fitzpatrick and Rosen competition of who the starting quarterback should be, the obvious answer here is Josh Rosen because of the points I just made. But it also wouldn't hurt to have a good old-fashioned battle throughout training camp and the preseason to determine, who will do a better job, executing the offense and leading the team to points on the board and just, keeping things going, getting those first downs and, getting points on the board, like I said. And just competition at every position truly is the key to building the best team possible. And the most important position, on the team and in all of sports is quarterback. So what better way to find the right guy? Alrighty, guys. So that's it for this video. It's a very tricky situation, as you can see, that I'm sure it's got many opinions. So feel free to let me know down in the comment section what your thoughts are on who should be the starting quarterback for the Dolphins moving forward. Do you think that Rosen should be the starter no matter what? Do you think that he should be getting all the starter reps because he's, obviously the guy that's got the greatest potential? Or do you want a good old-fashioned fair battle throughout training camp to really see which one of these two guys would be the best for Chad O'Shea's offense? So yeah, like and subscribe if you enjoy the content, and thanks for listening. And as always, fins up, baby. The future's looking bright, guys, for us, for all us Dolphins fans. And yeah, let's just hope they get it right with the quarterback position.